but is he going to be a real solid pro?
I would say this, May kind of frightens me in that way, but then again, by the same token, we could be talking about, a Carlos Boozer, a guy that was undersized, played inside in college.
Fell to the second round because of that.
Fell to the second round. People didn't think, and I remember seeing Boozer in the summer league. He lost weight. He trimmed down, took his game to the outside, facing the basket, and I thought, man, this kid's showing me something that I didn't think, or obviously other people didn't think he had. So can Sean May do that? I'm sure they'll be asking him to do some of that in these workouts and evaluate the potential for him to do it. So, that kind of, scares you in a sense. I agree with you in terms of, a Daniel Ewing and Nate Robinson. Small guards kind of scare me a bit, but at the same time, the way the rules have changed now, you can get away with it. Hey, look, Muggsy Bogues played in the NBA, Spud Webb. You got a guy who can change the tempo. Nate Robinson's tough, played at a big-time program. His school was #1. So, those things also have to factor into it. And in the second round, hey, why not take a flyer on a guy? Matt Bonner, people look at it and say he's a big surprise. Yeah, he was a surprise. The guy did work hard, though, Eric, and when you think about it, the University of Florida in the SEC under Billy Donovan, that's a solid program. So to be, totally surprised at what Matt Bonner did, maybe that's a reach. But, I don't think you can go wrong if you take a chance on a kid from a decent program.
Let's head back to your phone calls, 416-870-0590, star 590. Those are the numbers in the GTA across the country, 1-888-666-0590. Andrew in Hamilton. Go ahead, you're on Hoops, Andrew.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, Andrew.
Love the show, Paul and Eric.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
I just have a comment and a question, kind of. It's about Gerald Green. My comment is, I don't know, I've seen a little bit of film of him, and I watched the McDonald's game in the dunk competition. He looks very, effortlessly the way he plays the game. His jumper, to me, looks better than McGrady's did at that time. And this, my question is, do you think he's going to be a top 5 pick? Do you think he's going to maybe slide down and we can get him in the first round? Or that's just my question.
All right, Andrew, appreciate the phone call. From everything I've heard, and I'm sure you've read a lot of the same stuff on the internet, I had a chance to talk to somebody in Portland the other day as well. They seem to be very high on Green at this point, Jonesy. And I think the big question right now at this point for Portland is, if they're high on Green, are they going to take him with that number 3 pick, or do they go after one of the 3 guards, knowing that they've put a lot of stock in Sebastian Telfair? I mean, they got him last year. They've done a lot of marketing and campaigning around this guy. He's supposed to be their guard of the future, so do they pass on Darren Williams or Chris Paul or Raymond Felton and take Green because of the fact that they've got all their eggs with Telfair?
Well, Portland already made that mistake once, right? They had Clyde Drexler and they didn't draft Michael Jordan, right? So, I would think if one of those guys is available and they think he can help, acquire and accrue assets. It doesn't matter if you've got duplication at a position. You can always make a trade. So as for the question Andrew asked, right now from what people we talk to and what we hear, I don't see Gerald Green slipping past 5 or 6. I don't know if he'll be there when Toronto has their shot.
Put it this way, if Portland doesn't take him, why wouldn't, say, the Charlotte Bobcats? Now, they might want one of those guards as well, and whoever's left, either Williams, Paul, Felton. But for a young expansion team to get a young guy that they can afford to wait on, a high schooler.
With no pressure,
Exactly, with no pressure. Right. They could even maybe give him a little bit more time to play right away because there isn't a lot of pressure as an expansion team. So that's a team that you'd almost assuredly think, well, they've got to take him then. If you got a chance for Chris Paul, you're going to go for Chris Paul or Brevin Knight as your long-term answer at the point. Well, Knight had a great year. I would assume you'd still go for Paul, but if you can take a raw player that people are expecting to turn into a potential star in this league in Green, I don't know that you pass that up if you're the Bobcats.
And as I said, assets, you can always hold them up and say, you know what, who wants them? What are you willing to give us?
Let's go to Roger in Toronto. Go ahead, you're on Hoops, Roger.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good, Roger.
That's good. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
I've been a season seat holder for the Raptors for about 3 years, up until last year. And
you coming back, Raj?
Well, last year I became I got the Jerome Moiso season ticket pack where I only came for 10 games. And I don't even know if I'm going to get that this year because this team just drives me crazy. Even though they haven't played for about a month last week, I couldn't believe it. I don't know what the hell they were doing sending Matt Bonner to the NBA lottery. This guy's a restricted free agent, but here we are making him the face of the Raptors. Tell me this isn't going to give ammo to his agent when they're trying to re-sign him. I love Matt Bonner. I want him to come back, but he's not. We got 2 guys, or we got 2 picks in the second round. We need space on the roster. It's not a big deal if he's not re-signed, and I just know we're going to overpay this guy and make him another junkyard rocket or whatever it'll be now. So I mean, I don't know how many guys I've read in Toronto sports papers saying we can't overpay this guy, and I think we've all Babcock has basically said we're going to pay this guy whatever it takes to get him back, and I think it just drives me crazy. And a trip to New Jersey, I don't know. I guess they're trying to reward the guy for the hard effort, but a trip to New Jersey should be punishment, in my opinion, for a bad season. Like send Lamont Murray or somebody to New Jersey, or Eric Williams lives in New Jersey. Pick up the phone and say, can you head out to Secaucus tonight for the lottery, or give Joanna Kidd a call. She'll go out there and be on the lottery. But I don't know. This team just drives me nuts. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I think like a better organization, somebody would have said, no, this guy's a free agent. Don't send him out there.
All right, Roger, appreciate the phone call. It's definitely a different angle to take on it, and you're right. I mean, it would absolutely be ammunition for the agent to say, hey, you obviously love this guy because you're making him the face of your team and you're sending him out there. But the other angle could be just, hey, maybe because we know that this isn't an attractive destination right now, even though Matt Bonner isn't exactly cream of the crop when it comes to free agents, he is unrestricted. He can go anywhere he wants. We feel he's a part of this team and we want him. So do we give him a little bit of a nugget by saying, we respect you, we want you, we want you to even represent us? And they're giving him a little bit of a carrot to showcase him and to say, hey, listen, this is how important we feel you are to us. So I totally see your angle, Roger, and you're not wrong at all. But the other angle is maybe this is a cheap way to have sort of a veiled negotiating tactic for the Raptors to make sure that it sort of sweetens the pot for Bonner in terms of, well, I know these guys really want me and I really like them. Does that sort of entice Bonner to come back anymore? I don't know.
As you said, as a negotiating ploy, does it soften him up? I've got to believe that there is a ceiling as to how far they will go to pay Matt Bonner. And you know what? They have to be smart because there isn't a lot of fiscal flexibility here. I mean, regardless of what they say, I mean, they're taking on 2 draft picks at 7 and 16. That's money. You're going or players that are equivalent to that money. So, I got to believe, Roger, there's a limit to the Matt Bonner ceiling, and it may even come down with other people and other picks that might be able to replace him.
416-870-0590, 1-888-666-0590, star 590 on your cell. Time permitting, we're going to try and get back to some of the phone calls as well after the break. But when we come back, we will chat with Mike Cates, the head coach of the University of Toronto, former assistant with the Canadian national team, and much more coming up on Hoops on Raptors NBA TV and the Fan 590.
This is Hoops on